Okay, so this next video on derivatives of trig functions is actually probably a little bit easier in some ways, because all we're doing is we're applying the different rules that you've already learned. So we've got the product rule, the quotient rule, or the chain rule, and we're using combinations of existing functions. It could be just normal things like x, or it could be exponential functions, things like that. But we're going to be using the different rules, the product, the quotient, and the chain. So the reason you have to use the product rule is we've got the product of two things and they've both got x in it. So we have to use the product rule. We can't use anything else. Okay, so what we do is you start with u equals v equals. So if u equals x, then u dash equals 1. If v equals sine x, which is the second thing, then v dash equals cos x. And then we just put our cross in between. And so y dash equals x cos x plus 1 times sine x equals x cos x plus sine x, and that's it. You can't factorize it, but once you've got the formula, obviously, you could find, gradients, you could find tangents, all that sort of stuff. So once you've got the derivative, you can do lots more. But basically, be ready for varieties of functions combining. Like it could be, y equals ex, cos x or cos 2x, that sort of stuff. So it's still going to be a product rule, but we have to use our new stuff about exponentials and things like that. Okay, so copy that and come across when you're ready. Okay, so we've got another one straightforward in terms of, it doesn't have exponentials. We definitely have to use the quotient because we've got division, okay? So we have to use a quotient, so that becomes u, that becomes v. So if u equals x, u dash equals 1. Now, I've just made the bottom a little bit harder, but it's not really. So, because derivative of 1 is going to be 0, so the derivative of cos x is minus sine x, okay? So, y dash equals v times u dash minus u times v dash over v squared, which is cos x minus 1 squared, and don't expand, okay? There's no point in expanding out that. You don't get anything. Okay, so cos x minus 1 times 1 is just cos x minus 1, and then minus and a minus is a plus, all over cos x minus 1 squared. And don't even think that, that part cancels out with one of those. This is a single number which has to factorize before you cancel. So this does not cancel out with one of those. That's the answer. Okay? Done. So copy that and come across when you're ready. Okay, so we just got one with a chain rule just to so you've got one in your notes. So again, like we're going to be multiplying by the power, but we're going to be multiplying by, at some stage, we're going to be multiplying by the derivative of the bracket. Okay, so again, and inside the derivative, we've got this thing. So like this is, so the whole thing, I made a mistake there. So the whole thing is u. So u dash, so the derivative of that will be minus 1, and then it'll just be sine turns into cos of 1 minus x. So the whole derivative is multiply by the power, leave the bracket, subtract 1 from the power, and then multiply by the derivative of the bracket, which is this. And then basically just tidy up a few things. So these numbers can come together, so make a minus 2. And after that, that's it. I think you'll find 1 minus x and cos 1 minus x. Yeah, you don't need these brackets. These is just optional. You wouldn't need that. So that'd be fine for that answer. Okay, and that's it. So again, they'll be looking for examples in the textbook that look like applications of product, quotient, and the chain rule. Okay, thanks. Bye.